I'm Nicole Schumann with PRNEWS, and I'm here at CES with our next guest, Alyson Buck. She is Senior Director, Head of Strategic PR at Samsung, which has a very large presence here at CES. It's very hard to miss the Samsung area. It takes up probably half of the building. So Alyson, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
First, I'd love to hear more about your role at Samsung and what you do.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for having me. So at Samsung, I lead the strategic PR team. And what that means is I look after all of our brand communication. So things like customization and connectivity, sustainability, all of those topics and stories that really connect with our customers, that falls under my remit and my team.
It's such a big company. How is your team structured?
Yeah, so PR at Samsung, we have product teams, and then we have the strategic PR team. But we work so closely together. Just being Samsung, so much of our work and our solutions are baked into our products. So it's a really collaborative process. But on my team, we have some media relations specialists, we have some events and experiential specialists, and then at the end of the day, we're all storytellers. So there's a fair amount of writing and other things that go on.
So could you give one example of something you've worked on for CES?
Yeah, so something we worked on for CES, my team supports the big vision, and this at CES this year, it's about AI for all. And so one of the things that we're doing is making sure our top tier media, new media like creators are getting to see and hear that message. And so we have the press conference, our big press conference on Monday. My team is involved with getting the media around that, and then making sure we get media through our big booth and being able to see all of that live and come to life.
That press conference was really a big deal because I was at Media Day that day.
Yeah, thank you.
And it was, everyone was going to the press conference.
Yes. Well, and I would be remiss to say we work very, very close in hand with our global counterparts. It truly is a ginormous team effort. We're very, very lucky that we have the U.S. support, but then also the global support.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's great to all come together here.
Yeah, very international. Yeah. Now here, we kind of talked a little bit about this, but you're at CES. You've been coming to CES for how many years?
This is my 16th CES.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So when you're here at CES, what are you focusing on PR-wise? What are some of your day-to-day tasks?
Yeah. CES is an interesting time. It's a really, really great time to see people that you don't normally see. So we do a lot of relationship building here. It is, of course, about getting the coverage and such, but for us, it's about setting the tone. What is the agenda? What is our agenda for the year? And connecting with old friends, media that traditionally follow us, and then also discovering new. One thing that I've observed a lot at this CES is the emergence of new media, YouTubers, creators who are covering CES, covering my brand, just like the more traditional media. So it's been really cool to see the emergence of that, very young and fresh and hungry and excited to be here. And so you kind of feed off of that energy.
Yeah, and so creative. Here at CES, they have a whole creators stage and creators area now for them, and they're really creating their own space in terms of where they are in the economy. And working with businesses, and now even serving on advisory boards for businesses and things like that, because they're the audience that companies are looking for. So
well, and that's where we're finding consumers are getting their news, they're getting their information. So we put a lot of emphasis and spend a lot of time on cultivating that community, just as much as we do, the traditional media, the big marquee names. We put a lot of time into both, but the up and coming creators are really exciting for us.
That's awesome. And even though you guys have a household brand name, it's still, you're in a crowded market, especially with all the different products you guys have. How do you break through to, just be like, oh, Samsung's at CES, okay, but, how do you break through to be like, this is a new thing we have, or this is a message that we want to get out?
Yeah, it's a good question. we really do focus on the things that make us uniquely Samsung, and one of those is the fact that our products, our software is in every aspect of your life, from your home to your pocket to work, and so we really try to focus on that, the broad ecosystem. This CES, our main vision, our main message is AI for all. And what that means and what's exciting is that we're talking about how AI is across all of our products. It's bringing all of that together now. And frankly, making the experiences in your life a little more personalized, which in turn makes it more fun, more entertaining. So AI is on everyone's lips and everyone's mind at CES. We're not unique in that way, so we really try to focus on what's our unique take on AI and what is our unique benefit that we're providing to consumers.
Are you guys utilizing AI within your PR department?
Yeah, we do, and it's a very, very interesting study in how PR teams and how media teams are using AI. What we're really trying to do is get smart about it and get smart about how reporters and media are using AI, and then also how AI can help us as a tool. So 2025 will be a really interesting year to see how AI not just transforms the business side, but how it transforms comms and marketing as well.
Especially generative AI. There's a lot of talk here about that in terms of legal and content and all that kind of stuff. So that'll be something I would think most PR people and brands are going to be paying attention to.
Yeah, and we spend a lot of time trying to educate ourselves on, as much as you media train yourself and your executives on the do's and don'ts of speaking to media, we're also media training ourselves on the do's and don'ts around AI and how to talk intelligently about AI. How are reporters reporting on AI? What are the things and the watch outs that you need to be aware of when you're trying to talk intelligently about it? So it's a very fascinating study because it is just everywhere, and in some it can be politicized and it can be triggering, but there's also some really good practical things to it as well.
That's awesome. I like that point about training your executives or just anybody on how to talk about it.
Yeah.
Which I think is something that not everybody knows how to do.
Yeah, it was one of the things we do on our team is media training, and it's been an interesting exercise to media train ourselves and to put ourselves through that process as PR people and kind of reflect on that. So we're trying to be smart and be experts, but also be open to hearing what the media have to say.
What's the hardest part about media training yourself?
Admitting that you need it. Getting everyone else to admit that they need it.
Everyone needs it.
Yeah, exactly. It's honestly, it's been fun. It's a good team building thing too, because we're all learning. We're learning as we're doing. So it hasn't been as hard as you think.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you've been at many CESs, as you said. What is one tip that you would give a PR person that might be attending CES for the first time or any kind of big trade event?
Yeah, my favorite tip is, especially in Las Vegas, when you check into your hotel, ask for a humidifier.
I did this tip.
Go to Walgreens or whatever, the drugstore, and get one. If you see water, drink it. You're gonna need it. My biggest tip that I give the team is use a big event like this as an opportunity to reconnect with journalists who you maybe have lost touch with in the past year, uncover new journalists who might be covering your news or who you might interact with, and also take an hour and walk the rest of the space. Don't just stay in your booth or go back to your hotel room. Really take a chance to walk around, because there are some really, really cool things that might give you ideas, partnerships, creative ideas for future. So I always tell my team, take an hour, walk around, and then tell me what you saw.
Absolutely. What's the one thing you've seen that's been like the best thing you've seen so far?
My favorite part, outside of our booth, my favorite place to go is to the West Hall, because that is where there's really cool automotive companies. I really am interested in eVTOLs, the flying taxis, and then I think it's fascinating that John Deere has a huge presence, and all the tech and AI that's going on in agriculture is really interesting. So West Hall is one of my must-visit stops while I'm here.
Good to know. I need to get over there, and I will.
Take the loop.
I have not taken the loop.
Take the loop.
No.
In the absence of us all getting go-karts, that's the way to go.
If I had known about this 2 days ago. No, but good to know. Yeah. Take the loop.
Yeah, take
Go
the
downstairs.
loop. Yeah, get a humidifier, drink water, take the loop, and let us know how it goes.
That's great. That's great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time, Alyson. I know Samsung is very busy here. And thank you, audience, for watching and learning. And we'll see you soon.
Thank you for having me.